Hello everybody, I'm Sharpened Blade, and today we are going to take a closer look at the Civivi Brazen. Now, excuse the squeaky chair. I'll have to get a new chair. I'll try not to move too much, but it is annoying, so I apologize in advance for the squeakiness. But anyways, I bought this knife, the Brazen, in case you've forgotten already. I'm already moving. From Integrity Knives. You can buy them from Integrity Knives as well. Now this model is currently out of stock, but they do have the Tanto versions in stock as well, with the Burgundy G10 and the Black G10. But those have a black blade instead of the stonewashed blade. And they retail for $79.99 Canadian. But with discount code Sharpened Blade, you can get that price lowered by 10%. An awkward way to say that. You can get a 10% discount. So it goes from $79.99 down to $71.99, which makes this a pretty compelling knife for $72. So, what makes this so compelling? Well, let's get into it. So, first off, the knife. So it is a liner lock. It has a deep carry pocket clip with recessed screws. The pocket clip itself isn't like recessed into the handle, but that's okay because it makes it look better on the show side, and it is left hand right hand compatible, so that's nice for left-handed people. It's got a lanyard hole right here, not a hole, it's kind of a lanyard loop built into the back spacer, which is G10 as well. Hopefully that's lining up okay. And yeah, it's a flipper tab and it has thumb studs, so it's a very fun knife to fidget with. It has a very nice action. If you've seen my unboxing, I was very excited by this knife. So, it has a 14C28N blade, steel. It's got a stonewashed, I don't know if it's zooming in. Yeah, should be focused. I'll just hold it here. It's stonewashed blade finish. It's a flat grind. It's extremely slicey. This destroys cardboard. It is such a nice knife. It's a good size, so it's such a nice knife to use when you have to cut things like cardboard. So I've been very impressed with the performance of it. Like I say, super slicey. The ergos are excellent. It's a fairly, well, I wouldn't say it's a neutral blade handle shape. You have very definite grooves here for your fingers, but it's done well enough that I think it'll fit multiple hand sizes. I wear a medium-sized glove, and I have no problems with this at all. It's probably perfect for like medium-sized hands. Smaller hands would be okay, but you might, depends how small your fingers are, I suppose, but you might have some problems here with that definite groove for your finger, but for me it fits perfect. There's no hot spots, neither my right hand or my left hand. It just feels really nice. You can feel the clip, but it never became a hot spot for me. And I always say I don't use my knives super hard, so take that with a grain of salt. But I never encountered any hot spots with this, and the action is really nice. I've been carrying it ever since I got it. It's a nice, very snappy action. It's not completely drop shutty, but it's close enough for me. I could probably make it more drop shutty. I could adjust it a bit or whatever, but it's pretty much where I would like it to be. The biggest thing that stops it is when I let it go, take the tension off of the lock bar, it hits my thumb. Like the flipper tab hits my thumb. If it wasn't for that, it would probably fall fairly well, but Anyways, not every knife needs to be super drop shotty, so this is good enough for me. Now the thumb studs work just as well as the flipper tab. The detent on this is fantastic. They did such a great job. It's nailed. It's dialed in perfectly. They nailed it. And it has a pretty nice sound. You know, you can tell it, the detent is solid on that. So, overall, it's a very nice knife. So there's not a whole lot I don't like about the knife. Actually, there's nothing I don't like about it. I guess there is one minuscule nitpick that's purely cosmetic. I'm not a huge fan of the black thumb studs. But I can see why they did it, because there are some black accents on the knife, like the hardware. The liners are black as well, so, and the pocket clip. So I could see why, because it does kind of tie everything in a little bit, but I don't know. I would prefer just a gray, the same finish as the blade. I think it looks nicer, but this is alright. I don't mind it as much as I thought I would. And they did a lot. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this very well or not. I probably won't. You might have to take my word for it. I don't know how to get the angles. If this doesn't show up, maybe I'll try to get a picture or something in there. I don't know. They did a lot of skeletonization in this. Skeletonization? They really pocketed out the liners on this. It's skeletonized like almost as much as you could get it to be skeletonized. They did a lot of weight relief on this, and it's on both sides. So it's not real heavy. There's still enough weight to it that it feels nice in hand, but it's not so heavy that it's gonna, you know, I've got to put suspenders on because my drawers are gonna fall down. You know what I mean? So, anyways, as far as the knife itself goes, totally worth the retail price, and then if you use the discount code, it's even better, better price. But it's a really nice Civivi. I haven't been fully in love with Civivi as a whole lately, but I've been getting in some nice knives from them. So, not from them, but, you know, knives that they made, and I've been impressed. So, I guess maybe I'll have to rethink the whole I don't really care much for Civivi, because I mean, it's not that they don't do a good job. They do a good job, but I just think that they're overhyped a little bit. Their actions have never really, like the action on their knives, it's never really blown me away. People are always saying, "Oh, that Civivi action's so good," but I never really cared much for it. But this one's got that. If there is a Civivi action that I've been missing, this has it, because the action on it is phenomenal. But yeah, it's you can't deny that Civivi has always had really nice build quality. So yeah. Anyways, oh, another point too, I should say. See if this can show. You might be able to see a little bit of it peeking out there. It's got an internal stop pin, which is nice. It's just, you know, on the blade, so that's another nice feature. And, you know, it gives a really solid lockup. The lockup itself is about 30%, so 30 to 40%. So it's got a nice solid lockup. You don't have to worry about this failing on you unless you're cray. But yeah, carries well. I've been carrying, like I said, I've been carrying it ever since I got it. I don't, you know, it's in your pocket, but I've never been like, oh my goodness, I can't wait till I can stop carrying this because it's such a pain in the butt. But no, it's nice. It carries very well. The jimping on top here, and the jimping on the liner lock allow for a nicer, like a more solid grip. You still have a fairly solid grip anyways, but that does add to grip, so it's good to carry in pocket, no problems there. It's really nice to use. It's comfortable. It's super slicey. The action on it is really nice. I could probably take it apart and then lube it up a little bit, and it'd probably be even nicer, but the action is really nice on it. And yeah, it's just a nice solid knife. It's been around for a little while. I think it came out the start of this year. So if you haven't taken the time to check one out, you definitely should, because it's worth it.
Okay, let's look at some specs. And some size comparisons. It against the Rat Model 2. So it's a decent sized knife. It's a little bit shorter in both the blade and the handle, but it's a decent size. It's almost as big as the Rat 2, the Rat Model 1. And since I said Rat 2, that's a short against. So it's kind of right in the middle. This is a newer knife to the collection, but this is the mini Asticus. So it's a bit bigger than that. And then another Civivi, the Riffle. So it's a little bit bigger than the Riffle, not much. And it's a little bit bigger than the mini Asticus as well. What else would be? Oh, I took away the wrong knife. Pay attention, chopping blade. Sit against the smock. And what's another one? We'll do the Hawk. So this is it against the Hawk. These are some random knives, but they're fairly popular knives too. So yeah, it's a nicely sized knife for EDC.
So anyways, there will be a link to Integrity Knives website in the description of this video. You can head there, use discount code SharpenBlade to receive 10% off anything that they have. Well, I shouldn't say anything. There's some things you can't use it on. But for the most part, 99% of the things on there you can use the code on. So anyways, thanks so much for watching. Take care.